Summers. I'm going to let him introduce himself and some of his artwork that he has brought. You can tell us a little bit about the story behind that.
Yep. So, yeah, I realized my battery pack was dead already. I think I should have enough to at least read one from here. So, my name's Jody.
Hi, Jody.
I go by J. Summers, Child of the System, or better known as Spoken Truth. All those names mean something to me, and I don't think I've ever really said it on stage because it's been like my recurring thing when I start videos and stuff. So J. Summers is the name that I was given when I first started radio at a radio station, Power 109, and it was a show called Cast Off. Child of the System is the name that I gave myself after foster care and trying to talk to people, so it kind of became my moniker. And that, which I realize I've done a lot online, so when you search me, that's
usually what you're under. Yeah.
Yep. So, and I started using that, I think, like in 2008, 2009. Yeah. And I don't know, I tried to have it as my stage name, but Spoken Truth took over after that. So that's where the Spoken Truth comes from. And then I have more names, but one of them that I'm super proud of is Ink Truth, which is the artwork that's that I've been doing for this year will be year 3, July 4th. I was at home. I was upset, couldn't find no open mics. The bars that I was working at were closed, and I wanted illustrations for my second book. Everybody I talked to was like, yeah, send me something. I put it on the computer. I'm like, no, I want to know that this was like done with care and time, and you didn't just erase stuff. And I got mad, upset, and I had a blue pen, a black pen, and a pencil. And I drew out my first 2 illustrations in 16 hours. So that was my July 4th, because there was no buses, and the family was doing stuff, and I wanted to do something, so I drew out Spirit Child, and then Things My Father Never Told Me, which has now become the cover of the second book, which is out on Amazon now and everything. And then I just kept going. I did the illustrations, the cover, and the end cap, and I was like, I like drawing. So I did. And eventually over time, I added color, because if you see my collection, you can see it go from the gray, blue, and black into different colors. So somebody gave it, and all my art comes from stuff I find. I found a red pen, so red started going in there. Yellow, a highlighter. Last year, I actually bought my first pack of art supplies, which was a pencil and everything, and I kind of poured it onto a thing, which is now, what is it? It's over there. It's the wall, Adams and 18th, or Adams and 14th, which is a real building here. It's kind of like falling apart. You just got paint chipping from it. And I took the 42 colors I had in my bag and made something out of it. The art and performance, I'm going to try and get it before my phone dies, because there is one that I did want to do. It's called Mom. Where are you at? I think this might be it. Yes. So I'm going to do some stuff you guys haven't heard before, especially Rebel, because
It's been a while, man.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to slow down. Like now, I think I've only done 2 or 3 art pieces and the poems and stuff. Although next month I go on a silence break for all of March, so that way in April for National Poetry Month, I can do the 30 days of writing, which is last year I completed it for the first time. So all 30 days, all 30 pieces, and it was a happy moment for me. This year I'm going to do it, but I'm not so concerned about doing one every day. I've reached a point where I have like 900 pieces.
Yeah.
Thousands. The last one I'm going to do is called Tears of Stone, which I just memorized this year. So this first one, out of all the pieces, and I've written for friends of mine, political stuff, a whole bunch of relationship stuff. So the next book, there's like a big portion of it, actually, I think there's 20 in there out of the 75 are about love and relationships. last year, I decided to write about my mom. Outside of child of the system and her being murdered and stuff, I wanted to, I guess, encapsulate her or something. So, this is that piece. Begin, that's my thing too. So, let's begin peace. Sometimes, when I'm getting up and life is a little bit foggy, I can remember the perfume you wore. If I concentrate hard enough, I can see your smile looking down on me, telling me everything's going to be okay. When the nights are cold and I feel alone, I can just imagine the kisses you left on my cheek. But I don't remember your voice anymore. I can't remember how it gave me strength as a child. I've heard so many voices and so many sounds that pierce different parts of me, even if I've only heard them once. It's like a memory I can't hold on to. Those 5 seconds where you're so immersed in your dream, then it's gone. Before you could even say it out loud. This memory that was so vivid, complex, and filled with life is now a scattered screen of fragmented pixels, just daring you to find a pattern. Sadly, I've become numb to the outside sources. They just don't fit the pitch I'm looking for. Even though I know that sound can never be repeated, I still remember your face, the favorite food you loved, the artist you would blast loudly as you rapidly cleaned the house. I can even remember your nickname for me, but the vibrations in which you spoke escaped me. I still carry your picture. It has never left my side, reminding me that no matter where I go, I will always have a piece of you, a recorded piece of history of the woman that gave me life, which I should keep with me until the day that I die. And every time my heart feels like giving up, I can look at my wallet, where the most valuable piece of parchment I own is a picture of me and you. Love you, Mom. Miss you, Mom. It's not poetry. It's the thoughts in my head I share with the people who care.
Really beautiful.
But yeah, that one again came out of I was thinking about it and I wanted to put it out and it just kept writing itself. So a lot of my poems come about. I got asked questions by kids today, which is amazing. And they asked me, like, why do you write? How do you write? What do you come up with? And I got to give some honest answers to kids that it's my life. The my words only, which is now turned into like a little baseball, if you look at my artwork, is kind of what I started. I didn't want to sound like anybody else, or like I went to every open mic I could, and it was something that was different. And I get asked, what's your favorite piece? And it's like, they all are. They're all, in a sense, my children. Because I wish I had helped, like, hey, give me some ideas, but, you know, so the titling and the editing and all that stuff is me. Piece to follow that one would be, I think Clear Eyes would work for that. I was in Detroit doing a slam, and me and another poet from Toledo, Lonnie, was up there. Yeah, both got beat badly. But while I was getting beat, I started writing in my head, and it was like, this piece needs to be heard. So it's called Clear Eyes, No More Tears. And yeah, it fits for after Mom. Let's begin peace. I cried for you. Every time I try and push away the pain, I am reminded I cried for you. I cried for you. Because of you, I was foolish enough to fall for the games. How there would be no more scars, yes, no more scars on my heart. No more days where I would just sit up and look at the blank wall, searching for answers as the tears run down my swollen face. I cried for me. I told my heart not to worry. I told my heart that enough time had passed, that the scars, stitches, bruised left ventricle, and overworked carotid artery would finally be receiving better days. I convinced my blood not to run cold, that there would be one soul who could mudge and mend this duct tape government-funded disaster and pay the toll. Life wasn't always your fault. I cried for truth. Because of you, every face I see becomes a smile. A crooked little grin that screams, I know the reason you are here. I know the secrets you are trying to hide behind your eyes. I know every failure, every mistake, every microscopic reason you deserve to fail. And no matter how many streams, rivers, lakes, or oceans of tears fall from your face, I will ask for more because you haven't shown me enough. I cried for death. Yes, I cried for death. But the tears never came. The salty secretions that drenched my face engraved tombstones of irritated and battered pores, consoled my pillow with an oasis of flood water, and finally stopped today. I wiped away my last tear today. I stood to my feet and ground up every ounce of doubt within me. I walked calmly towards my destiny. The last tear to fall, yes, the last tear to fall took with it the best memory of all. You should have cried the day you forgot about me. Nice.
Get on.
So, yeah, that was, and I've taken it to slam since, but that was a good healing piece. Some of them do have prequels, at least in my head. Now, as I've been doing it, the prequel to that would have been "Fuck You Failure" when I first started. For me, it brings about the same emotions and thoughts and everything, but I guess it's how I've evolved as an artist to know some words don't need to be said, even if you edit them. I'm gonna see if I can grab a piece, because I switched my page over and now it doesn't let me see my notes, which kind of sucks. So I'm not sure, because I switched it to a video page. Can I have videos on there? And I'm like, oh, I get to keep my buttons. No, don't get to keep my buttons. So I'm going to try and see if I can get to my notes about me and no. So I don't know how to see my notes. I'm gonna have to switch that back because it was great. I think some people probably watch some videos, but for stuff like this, yeah, it's difficult to do. So let's do a couple minutes. And this is also why I memorize pieces, because you never know, the paper gets wet, the phone dies.
Right, honestly.
So one thing people also know me as is an activist.
Absolutely.
So I think I'm going to do that one because it's been a while, and with everything going on, I still love this piece. And one thing that made me even appreciate this piece more is when I went up to Flint. Oh no, sorry.
Oh, Arnie. Hey, Arnie.
When I went up to Flint, I think it was my third or fourth time, there was Michigan militia there.
Ah, delightful.
And I was up there for a purpose, and then I started performing. I met a couple of other artists who I'm still in contact with. But by the time I was done with this piece, I had this huge dude on his knees crying. Like, that's what we're trying to do. I did not know who they were until the guy, afterwards we left, he was like, you know, he had an AK on his back. I'm like, I didn't see it.
I'm glad I didn't see it.
So, because of that, it's reached so many people, and it's universal activism. As I was on the morning show, that it's unique because everybody doesn't have to have a bullhorn or doesn't have to write something or protest something. Some people do art. Some people can just show up to a meeting every now and then. That is a form of activism because a lot of people don't come out to speak their voice. So this was my voice. when I very first started it. And yeah, let's begin. Peace. All silent facing the crowd. I am an activist. I stand proud with my sign, my pen, my button, my banner, my voice, and belief that I stand behind. You may find me on the streets, on the corner, or marching, yes, marching with other great minds. We have been called names, spit on, tear gassed, hosed, dog sicked on us, beaten, maimed, murdered, and blamed. All because we believe it's our civil duty to speak out for injustice and point out the ones who should feel ashamed. Ashamed of the silent murders they commit, poisoning our pipes with lead and filth, destroying the environment, and feeding us food that never had life in it. Crimes against humanity that make us sick, clear-cutting forests, bombing women and children, and killing kids over a bag of Skittles and sip. All so they could become filthy rich. Why do we care, you might ask, as you sit behind your gates counting those blood money stacks, gained from such great pain while you build yourself up on the backs of corporate names. Because we are the people, yes, we are the people who may be the only ones to see through all the lies and hateful, deceitful games you play with our people's hopes and dreams. And we don't do it for ourselves. We do it for our planet, the children, and everyone else. Because we want a world with more peace, more freedom of speech, not fear, hate, lies, discrimination, manipulation, and deceit. And while you may silence one of us, there are millions more that have seen our fire, heard our desire, now burn for something more. More than the spoon-fed media truth that you give to them, you spin to them to corrupt their children, to no longer defend them. I am an activist. I stand proud in my resolve, knowing those that came before me strengthen me when I think I might fall. Sojourner Truth, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Angela Davis, Marcus Garvey, Carmichael Stokely, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, all knew they might fall, but they did what they did for each and every last one of y'all. Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe, but I will speak until there's no more breath in my lungs to speak, to see my people be free. I haven't performed that one in a while. And it is kind of like riding a bike. Like, for me, when I'm like, people ask, how do you memorize? I repeat it. Like, we have to.
Has a rhythm.
Yep. It all has a rhythm. It's very weird when I try and switch emotions. I've learned that at some open mics. You can't do it. You can't jump from love into activism because it might be the same words, but my emotions are different in them. So when I'm speaking, it's like I visually see the words that I wrote or that I spoke. So it's interesting to know that those are still in my head. So this one is called Tears of Stone. I wrote this, and now it's dedicated to a film that I shot last year with 28 other men from Toledo, Ohio. It's called Black Men Unfiltered. Unfortunately, the statistics are we lost one of us a couple days ago, a man by the name of Victor Savage. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this piece, but it's probably going to be in memory of him because it's probably going to be on the film in later dates. But Tears of Stone, for anybody that's ever bottled up emotions for too long and just didn't know how to get them out. Let's begin. Peace. I can't cry. I don't have time to linger in one emotion for too long. Happy, sad, upset, reminiscent, or just pure tears of joy. There are so many moving parts, and I fear if I sink too much emotion into one thing, I'll become lost. So many things depend on me to be this statuesque figure, burned into the minds of everyone I meet, to be that thing, that substance, that inspiration that might be growth inside of them. So I cry inside, filling up wells of bottomless remorse for people that just tried to hang on too long. It's not you. It's definitely me. I never learned how to attach. I've always been bounced from one situation to another before my synapses could fully adapt and take heed to the environment that they were real. So I smile. Because in that crooked grin, I give you every emotion I wish I could say out loud. My fear, my pain, my joy, my love, my loss, and every emotion that's encapsulated the growth of me in those few pearly wipes. So I don't cry in front of people. But if you saw my tears, you are blessed and cursed. Because those few precious moments of vulnerable insecurity are something I don't show the world. That is the ultimate form of trust I can give. Not laughs, jokes, stoic nature, or the ability to connect with you on a deeper level, even in just a few moments. But the liquid, yes, the liquid that drips from my face when the wells overflow and I just need a moment. In peace.
Man.
Let's see. I want to do one more.
Dude, we should
Yeah,
collab
you can do
sometime.
one. That I got to hear, but Adrian didn't get to hear.
That was Tears and Stuff.
Is that what you just did?
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Jody, we need to collab sometime, man.
That's fine.
I would love to get up on there with you one day.
Yeah. Collaborations. All right.
I've never collabed, so I think if I ever did, I'd want to collab with you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I did one with a friend. It was long distance, but it's one of the nasty pieces.
Was there another one that was new that you read at your thing?
Also,
Also,
I don't know. If
you
I
had
did.
one that you were reading off that you hadn't memorized yet, and then you had one that you had memorized, which I think was the Tears of Stone one.
Yep.
I thought you had another one.
I probably did because I write so
I'm
many.
digging. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure I did. But you know what? I'm just gonna change this page.
Don't worry. Read whatever. Read whatever. No, I was very impressed. They were good. They were really.
I'm gonna try and find it. I should be able to find it. I mean, I don't know why it would get rid of all my notes because I don't know how to put notes.
Because you read those two, and then one that I heard before. But you had two new ones,
Yep, I did.
and then one that I had heard before.
Let's see.
Dawn was
Sure, I
like,
can
Dawn
figure
was
this out
like reading
here in just a moment.
your dad.
I know you're recording and I want to eat up all your time.
I had to get it out, and that was it. I could never do it again.
I'll do that.
He's making his choices.
We got time.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to.
You got
I don't think I can hold it together and do that
So
one.
let's
the more you
go
talk
back
about it,
to
the more you'll be able to
regular tablet and it should give me my. Okay, so if I go to standard, it should give me my button back so I can see my stuff.
Buttons, I don't know how you're talking about.
You know what? I email myself almost everything because then I can find it in my email
Yeah.
in case I can't get to whatever. It's an old lady.
So let's see.
Old lady. Like, email myself. Or
But it
or
worked,
I
it
email
worked.
to him, and then I go, wait a minute, Adrian, can you find the thing
Give
that
it
I
back.
sent?
Give it back.
You know, I found the internet's the best secret for a writer was Wattpad.com. It's a writing platform,
Yeah.
but you can save all your writings on there without ever having to publish.
Yeah.
I love the site. I love it.
That is
Like
free.
my thing
What?
has
Yeah.
notes.
WATTPAD.
Well, yeah.
That's what I usually read. Most of my performances is off of Wattpad. Yeah.
Yeah. On my phone, I've been lately recording.
Oh, that eats
in the
up.
Memo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It does eat
and
up
that's
some
probably
space.
where all my spaces went to.
Yeah,
lately.
probably. It does. You're right.
So let's see.